What's going on? It's Justeeni here, and today I've got some more beta content. Hoodrick versus Bardur. Now, before, if you would ask, like, what's better, Hoodrick or Bardur, everyone and their mother would say, of course it's Bardur. They're a turn 0 tribe. But nowadays, it's a bit trickier, because now Hoodrick starts with 2 extra stars. They're not a turn 0 tribe, but Hoodrick's got better resources, and they do start with archery. So now this is a hot topic. So I'm going to show you 2 games, one with Bardur and one with Hoodrick, and you're going to kind of see how this matchup plays out. This is on a normal Pangea, and this is against Epitrus. Really cool dude. He plays the Polytopia. He played it with me, which is cool. I like it when people play Polytopia with me. So let's just get right into things. So just kind of starts with normal Bardur things, but this game ends up being pretty interesting. I miss my village. Yes, this is interesting, I swear. I find it here though, and I get riding, you know, bit of a slow start, and then I meet the opponent, which is really bad because they promptly kick me off. So I have a really slow start, given they do too. So it's going to be a little chaotic. We're going to be scrambling to develop, both of us. And they've got forestry. And I go for everyone's favorite, the classic Bardur chop strat, because this is something that Bardur can do more easily than Hoodrick. I've got forestry right there. I can get it super early and easily. And so I decide, yeah, I'm just going to chop. I'm going to workshop up to just get those quick level 2 cities so I can get plenty of economy, chop some more. I'm not really concerned about the level 3 cities. I'm able to road to kick them off the ruin and explore more here. Nice road connection. And then I chop, there was an animal here, by the way. I chopped it because I don't want the level 3. I need to go fast, because in the late game, it's not going to matter if I have a level 3 if he just has better resources. So I need to kind of take the initiative that I have here and just run with it. That's kind of what I'm doing. I connect all my cities, just get going as quickly as possible. Again, it doesn't look like I'm doing well, mostly because, again, the really slow start, like, I'm actually winning. Because even though we both kind of had rough starts, I was able to kind of bounce back faster. I'm still kicking him off the ruin. I get a pop ruin, which is perfect, because now after connecting, I have org or, like, fishing. I guess it's not the most perfect thing in the world, but at least I do get the level 4. So it's better than nothing. Border growth is like really terrible here. Don't border growth there. But then I get another stroke of luck, which I didn't really need it, but it's nice to have. I just get the lighthouse, so the next turn I can giant. And I see that they have only either 3 or 4 cities, which means I am up in cities, and if I can manage to take this, I do get Grand Bazaar, which would be a giant, which is super nice. Or I can just use org. But yeah, and I'm able to use my rider roads, get some kills, take advantage of any and all warriors that are not on a defense bonus. And I'm able to just get a bunch of kills. They resign here because, unfortunately, they just didn't have much going for them. I'm able to get my giant first, actually. And yeah, so when you can really get low to the ground and go quick, this is where Bardur can really shine. But now I'm going to show you the next game. This time I'm playing Hoodrick. Alright, so this time with Hoodrick, I've got a pretty good spawn, but I will say in advance the opponent also had a very good spawn. Also, same opponent this time, we just ran it back, the other tribes. And so yeah, I decide I don't want to level up turn 1, I need to expand a little faster, and I go, this looks a little weird. It is a little weird. The reason why I go here is because I'm expecting a village like here or something. I forgot the epic pen thing, but yeah, there's a village along that southern area. I could tell by the shorelines. There was surely something there. And I also don't upgrade here because I want to get an explorer. I'm gonna funnel it north. So it's gonna do its thing. It's gonna meet Bardur. Now my archer can actually shoot thanks to the explorer giving me vision, which is pretty neato. Then I train some units, just hang tight on defense. I'm going to be able to take this city as long as I have enough units, so I just get enough units. I get forestry pre-cap, I'm I chop just once for the sawmill spot because I want to get some really, really good sawmills and some possible market spots. You know, markets may have gone nerfed, but even with Hoodrick, which the nerf mostly affected Hoodrick, the markets are unsurprisingly still insanely good, and still insanely good for Hoodrick. I get another workshop here, mainly because, again, I'm playing defense. I don't really need as much vision. I just need to get developing. Siege is a little annoying, but not the end of the world. I can unsiege. I get a pop ruin, which is decent. It's not huge, but it's nice. And yeah, this warrior is dying, so this is just a nice trade. Giant already, like super, super early giant, just getting rotated straight towards me. Because you can kind of see Bardur's just taking over the map, and I'm just letting them take the villages. I'm just defending what I have, and then trying to play the long game with a city disadvantage, which is a little risky, but you can't really compete with Rider Roads when it comes to expansion, so that's kind of what you have to do. Just sit back and defend cheaply. So the Giant's advancing. I have archers to defend. I even have a veteran archer waiting in case I need that. I get another archer, set it up so then the Giant push also pushes it towards the center. And then more units. Just, again, I need enough units to hang tight on defense, because these sieges are a little bit annoying. Another kill there. Because these warriors have defense bonuses, it's really forcing these riders to take a while to recover. So while I am losing some units, it does take time. It gives me time, which is really nice. And now I can push this giant away, no problem, because I've got silly Park of Fortune to do silly things. I decide to do 2 lumber huts like this. This looks very weird. Not using this lumber hut, and maybe you'll see why. I also don't chop these either, which you'll also probably see why in just a bit. Looks weird. I have a plan. Stay calm, guys. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional or something. But yeah, Bardur's continuing to develop. They just have the rest of the map. I only have 5 cities. Not even enough to get Grand Bazaar, but I'm starting to build some pressure. They have 2 giants. Let's get 3. And yeah, I've got the defense bonus with the archery too. Archery has gotten me so much value. Like, sure, leveling up your capital in turn 0 is pretty cool, but have you heard of archers, guys? They're pretty neat. Another siege. This is a very good siege for them. It's just kind of sapping my economy a little bit, and they only lose 1 or 2 riders if I snag this. Another kill here. And they just are spamming some more units. I'm trying to advance, make things tough. Use killer, get another giant, so now I've got 4 giants, and my giants are all at max health, very healthy. Looking at this city here, and I'm just developing, and at this point I'm kind of saving my stars now. I have enough units on defense. I'm not too concerned about the attack. I'm just concerned about forcing an answer like this, which is exactly what I want, so I just move back. I don't need to attack yet. I don't even have my markets up. I get a catapult here just to defend. I screwed up the micro a little bit. I was supposed to move this giant in, and then I wouldn't have needed to make a catapult, but the catapult's nice utility anyway, so I guess it's not the end of the world. So catapult, giant, and like all the archers does defend pretty soundly, so the siege is just not gonna work for them. But then what the heck? Trade? They just rushed roads and expanded. How do they have trade on turn 15? What in the world? Spoiler, this was actually a trade run. So a little moment, but you know what? I did get really good resources, so it kind of makes up for that, I guess. But you can see why I left those forests initially. The defense bonus was super nice, but now the markets are even more nice. And that's why I didn't build any lumber huts there. And then plopping down 3 markets, suddenly 5 cities, over 8 star per turn per city, and I only have 3 markets. I can still get even more markets. Siege is still annoying, unfortunately. Good organization, so I can harvest the fruit first because I do need it. border growth, take up some more space, and get some really nice sawmills. And just pop growth here. Get a rider. Rider's just nice for like some bouncing around, maybe if I want to either pressure, catapult, or whatever. It's just whatever you need a rider for, you know? Doesn't hurt to get just one. Maybe you need some crazy Houdini. Yeah, and speaking of crazy, I go for diplomacy here. Just straight up. The idea is quite simple. Again, I wish I had the epic pen. I forgot to... Actually, you know what? I can just get it right now. Okay, yeah. So, my idea with this cloak, it's not just make a cloak, but no. There's a very precise plan here. Because if I just make a cloak, you know, it's going to take 1, 2, 3. That's kind of lame. What if we got there in only 2 turns? By pushing the cloak, it pushes that way with the giant, and then 1, 2. That's pretty spicy. And that's my plan here. Because otherwise, I'd probably actually prefer to get knights, because knights would be faster. So, because of the fact that I can push, though, I prefer to go for the cloak here, because it just immediately poses a problem. And then I also get climbing. I'm kind of going all in here. Like, I sniped the catapult, and I want to justify overextending my units. It's not actually that. I wanted to, like, extend, get some more space, because these catapults were kind of annoying, like forcing my giants back. So I'm just going to say no, I don't want to force my giants back. I want to get my catapult in the game. Now this catapult, if I'm not mistaken, this was a live game, so I couldn't perfectly calculate it out. But if I'm not mistaken, this cannot be killed at all unless they kill both of these, which is super, like, pricey on there. And that also means they would have to save one or both of these, which can then poke at this catapult unless they back up the catapult, which they needed to kill this actually, so I don't think they can do that. It's very messy. And if they just kill, like, well, they can kill the warrior and then bounce. Yes, they reveal the cloak, but that just delays them a turn. I'm just gonna hide it again, then use this giant to cover, and then they're not gonna be able to reveal it again. Then I can connect on the city, and it's the same deal. Which is kind of what I'm expecting. I'm expecting they're gonna reveal it, but what happens next might shock you. So the thing that was really nice about pushing the cloak is it could have been here or here. And they happened to go here first. You know, it looks really telegraphed too. Like, this wasn't actually intentional, but it looks like the cloak could have easily been there. There's just an inconspicuous hole from their point of view. And same with here and here. Like, it could be any of these squares because they all look really suspicious, but only one of them actually has the cloak. I wish I could say I planned that, but that was just pure happenstance. Now they know where the cloak is, and they can reach it with this rider. They would have to either use the catapult and then, like, hit this, and then, well, they would have to kill with the rider and then it escape to reveal the cloak and then run it away and all that, or hit this warrior twice and then use the rider here and escape. It's a little tricky to find in a live game, and it's a bit annoying having to use, like, an extra road for your warrior and whatnot, except it's completely worth it. Instead, what they opt to do, instead of revealing my cloak, they decide to block, which does make sense, but unfortunately, if this giant dies, then I just cloak. And I have a catapult here. I've got a giant, you know, giant hits, catapult, and then I just need an archer, a rider, another oh, I can kill this giant. Yeah, I can just kill the giant. So that's what I do here. I hit the giant with the catapult, I kill that, so then now my warrior can reach, this archer can reach, and this archer can reach. Just enough to kill the giant. Make sure I kill the giant with the archer. It would be really embarrassing if I killed it with a warrior, because I need to leave space for the cloak to actually hit. And then, yeah, now I'm just in an amazing spot. Oops. I did a little oopsie daisies. I have to move the archer here to actually hit the giant. Archers have a range of 2, fun fact. So a little silly on my part, I get shiv because getting another cloak would just take too long. I want to pressure now. And I guess this cloak's probably hitting next turn now, so combine that threat of the cloak hitting and a knight, and also another cloak just in case. Like if this one attack isn't enough, which it might not be. I want to be ready. Now here they mess up again. If they kill with the rider, they escape and reveal the cloak once again. So a bit of a mishap. Maybe they didn't know that the cloak was actually going to be there, and that's why they didn't. But they had multiple riders, so my cloak realistically should have been revealed. It wasn't, though. And speaking of cloaks, now I get cloaked, which is kind of annoying. I can't actually kill the daggers. Like I actually just... Well, no, I can kill them all. But if I were to kill all the daggers, I would have to use my knight. But I want to use my knight for something a little better. This cloak on the capital is safe, right? Wrong. It's not safe. Because I've got this snazzy, fancy schmancy. This isn't something Bardur can do. Use farms. Bardur doesn't have farms because, yeah, cold climate or whatever. But yeah, so I do the giant push, and I have to do the giant push because if we look back here, currently, if we think about the movement, so using roads, we've got 1 movement for here, 2 movement for here, and then a 3rd movement here because I can't road through here. I can't go through here because I can't use an opponent road, and there's not even a road here anyway. But if I push, so let me use a different color. If I push, then I go 1, 2 roading through here, and then 3. Now I can reach and kill that cloak on their capital and siege with the veteran knight, because I killed 3 units as well. And it's affordable because I've got some juicy markets, and I even forgot to place the market last turn. We don't talk about turn 19, but we do talk about turn 20 because it's good for the content, I think. And then I just kind of, just to make sure I'm winning, I hang on to everything, get another knight. Yes, they can hit it, but if they hit the knight, they're not hitting my catapult, so they're not going to hit my knight. They hit with another cloak. They see that they only get 3 daggers because the cloak occupies here. They cry, probably, I don't know, and then they resign because, well, they're up 3 cities, but unfortunately they are down a lot of eco, and there's a cloak, there's giants, there's a knight. They can barely even deal with the knight, let alone the cloaks, the daggers and everything. And I'm going to clean up these daggers next turn anyway. So, yeah, this is a really interesting matchup though. Like, you've got like Hoodrick, which is a very strong late game. They both use the same tech tree, but they just play it in such a different way. That's what I really like about Polytopia. There's just so many ways to go about things. And yeah, this beta is really, really nice. I love how much more balanced the tribes feel, because normally like playing Hoodrick against Bardur is just stupid if you're playing against a half-decent player. But now it's not stupid. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Like and sub, and have a good one.